All right, how's everyone doing? Thanks for checking out the Rich CELENZA show. I'm Rich CELENZA. So what I'm going to call this podcast is Quit Being a Pussy. I teach men how to master their confidence, or at least try to help build up their confidence. And lately I have a lot of things kind of going on. And I have more accounts than I've ever had online. I'm also corresponding with a lot more people, more than ever. Even questions, comments, it's kind of all over the place. And the one thing I think that men, I should say, more than anything need to understand is it is not attractive to be a pussy or be weak or be taken advantage of. And I don't know, I'm not going to say it's this generation because I don't believe that. I've seen this in every generation. But here's the thing, too. I'm not telling you got to go out and be a badass or be a bully or be an asshole either or a cocky jagoff. When I say don't be a pussy, I truly mean you have to believe in yourself. You have to stand up for yourself, right? Also, when I say don't be a pussy, that again doesn't mean you have to go out and throw hands with somebody or go out and become a martial artist expert. Unless you want to, I'd recommend at least learning how to fight. But it's more or less an emotional pussy. It's letting people take all the power away from you that you have. And here's the deal. For the most part, I don't care who the hell you are. You are most likely going to get made fun of throughout your life. You're going to have times in your life you get destroyed. It could be because someone leaves you. You get ghosted, breakups. People could bully you. All these things, I think a lot of people think it only happens to them. It's ridiculous. I can assure you almost anyone I talk to has had situations in their life where someone has done things to them that has emotionally or physically hurt them. But they had to get over it. And here's the thing, too. All right, so I get a lot of people, regarding fitness questions and things, and kind of everybody kind of bullshits themselves. If you don't like people calling you a fat ass, right, and you don't like being fat, who's that on? That's on you. You got to be the one to go lose the weight. Now, if you like being fat, and I know guys that like being heavy and they like the attention they get from it, it doesn't faze them. So my point being is, if things that hurt you that people are saying about you and you kind of feel the same way, then you have to, acknowledge what am I going to do to change that. If people are calling you a skinny bitch and you like being skinny, you kind of take it with a grain of salt and say, yeah, I like being very thin. I like the way I look in clothes. And who gives a shit what you think? You're just another asshole out there talking shit to me, right? But if you are skinny and you want to be more muscular, then it's on you to go do it. You can't also let what every asshole or person out there, what they say about you personally or online or even behind your back. Most people do not acknowledge how much shit people talk behind other people's back. You may even be one of those who talk behind people's back, or you hear other people talking shit about other people all the time. I can assure you, you are not you're not unscathed. You're in those conversations. If you're poor, they're probably making fun of you because you're broke. If you're wealthy, they're probably making, comments that however you got your money, you're selfish, you're greedy, who knows? Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of people talk a lot of, good things about a lot of people as well. But you have to understand, for you to honestly kind of become who you truly want to become, I think, you've got to build up the confidence to stop being a pussy. I will also say, and I did a TikTok on this yesterday, if you, wonder how you kind of appear, and I think a lot of people underestimate how they appear to others, just from the perspective of, just them standing there. Go stand in front of the mirror for a while. Just stand there. What do you look like? Do you look like somebody who's very strong? Do you look like somebody who's weak? Do you look like you're somebody who's frail? All these things you have to understand. People are treating you a lot of times the way you look. Again, I'm not telling you to puff your chest out and pretend like you're Superman. I'm not telling you to go out and get crazy and shove people around or any of the bullshit. What I am really trying to say to you is if you want to start becoming stronger mentally and physically, a lot of that starts with your appearance. It really does. It also may start with your clothing. It may start with even your hairstyle, with your shades or your glasses, or just by appearing a certain way can change not only the way other people look at you, if that's something, you're going through where you don't like people saying things about you, but also the way you feel about yourself. You have got to be the one to build up the strength mentally and physically to become who you want to become. It's not on anyone else. I don't care how many, say, people I talk to. I don't care how many people take my program, how many people are going to listen to me when I leave a comment, or I do a Zoom call with them, or a phone call. If they don't implement what I'm talking about or what others are trying to help them with when it comes to building confidence, it's all a waste. You can read forever, right? You can watch millions of videos. All these things, if you don't implement them to your advantage, what are you doing? You're just basically observing. That's all you're doing. So I just really wanted to do a podcast on this, and I hope I don't sometimes come off too aggressive. Lately on my podcast, I really haven't even been swearing too much or anything. Not because for any other reason, I just didn't feel like it. But some days I do feel like swearing. But in this situation, I've just been kind of running across a lot of different people. And here's the thing I'm going to wrap up with too. I see a lot of men out there that pretend to be something that they're not. And I mean that kind of emotionally. They're talking a lot of shit. They interrupt a lot of people. They don't let other people talk. They're always needing to be the center of attention. And, they're not really as successful as they think they are. Or, they're always, they're pretenders. Listen, if I understand you want to believe in yourself 100%. But I also think people have to take an honest approach when talking to others. It's not easy to do that, but you have to understand, I think a lot of people out there, they don't understand their social cues. And instead of being someone fun to be around or somebody that is very interesting, you actually turn a lot of people off by your behavior. And I just wanted to throw that in there because I think sometimes it flips when somebody feels very insecure. Then all of a sudden they have to almost overdo it to prove how secure they really are. And I'm telling you, if you're comfortable with who you are and have the balls to be who you are, it's just going to flow. Life is going to become a lot more easier. You're not going to always get caught up with what people say about you because you know who you are and you know where you stand. So, anyways, just wanted to do a quick podcast. If you got any questions or comments, my program is Mastering Self-Confidence. It's online. You can see everything on CELENZA.com. And what else do I got? I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all over the joint. You got any questions or comments, please hit me up. And do not sell yourself short. Realize you have a lot of strengths. You just may have not developed them, or you may have not been consistent enough to really get the momentum behind you. That could go for losing weight. That could go for starting a business. That could go for just building confidence in general. Don't sell yourself short. I can assure you, you could do amazing things, or you can do things you probably never thought you could. You've let other people make you think you're a piece of shit. Don't give them that power.